and thank you for joining me. My name is Teresa Crawley, and we're coming to you from Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. Today I'm going to show you a pre-owned unit that was not very used at all. It's a 2020 Tiffin Allegro Bus, floor plan 45 OPP. You're going to see it has a lot of really nice amenities as well as just a beautiful aesthetic. First thing I'm going to show you is that you have a key code to get in your door. It's going to be unique to you once you program it, and you also have a doorbell there. People ask, why is there a doorbell on a motorhome? Because this thing is really long and you wouldn't be able to hear somebody knocking if they tried to get in your door. So come on in. Oh, before I forget, there's a really great little drawer here. And I thought, what would I do with that drawer? This is a perfect place for a dog leash, little bags, umbrellas, things like that. Anything you need when you're just stepping out the door. It's not quite going to fit your shoes, but maybe some flip-flops will go in there. And the steps are really beautiful. In the cockpit area, I was really impressed with how this was laid out. I'm not a very tall person, and I easily can reach the pedals on this. I actually drove it around a little bit before we videoed today, and I noticed that in a lot of motorhomes the pedals are very, very close to one another and they feel identical. So it's hard to know sometimes if you're stepping on the brake or the gas, which is kind of scary, especially if you're new. But this one is spaced really well apart, and they're at different levels, so I can tell which one is which without even looking. When I turn this on, you'll be able to see we've got several cameras on here. Of course, a rear camera, everything's going to have a rear camera, but we also have a right hand and a left hand camera that come on when you turn your turn signal on. And then I wanted you to see this beautiful dash, all LED. And you've even got a knob here that you can decide what you're going to look at. Transmission temp. Okay, let's look at something else. Let's see. House batteries, what charge are they at, etc. Up here in the cockpit, of course, you've got your tilt and telescope for your steering wheel. You've got a power button for your pedals to come in and out. So if you are particularly short or tall, this is going to be a lifesaver for you. Aux start, that's if you need to pull some battery from your house batteries to get your engine to start. Really helpful when you're in a pickle. Got an engine preheat button here. This is your window adjuster. And of course we have window heat, parking brake, 12 volt USB cord. And then we have a toll window here that you can open up really easily. Really helpful when you're on the East Coast. Lots of tolls there. Over here we have an engine brake 2-stage, so we have low and high with this engine brake. I find it really helpful. I keep mine on high all the time. I'm just saving your brakes. When you take your foot off the gas, that thing makes such a big difference in slowing the coach down, especially in the mountains, but even just on flatland, I like to have mine on high. We have an air horn here. That's how you know you've got a beefy system here. You can tell people to get out of the way. This over here, your driver's solar shade, it is just to block a little bit of light. It's not going to be a full darkening shade, but you also have your night shade here as well. And I'll show you throughout the whole coach, we have power blinds day and night. They go all the way through, and you can push one button and they will all go down at once, and you can go to bed without having to run around the coach fixing things. Over here, this is something I hadn't seen before because it's a Tiffin thing, and we aren't primarily a Tiffin dealer. But we've got this great little air leveling system, as well as a hydraulic leveling system. But you can have that air system on even while you're driving, and it helps keep you steady all the way through. It's really, really nice, gives you a great ride. And of course we have storage up here, so if you need to put any odds and ends. And the last owner of this motorhome, they kept all of their manuals with all of the little things that you need for it in here. I'll show you more as we go back. So one thing I wanted to show you This is where your Gerard awning controller is. Now, Gerard awnings are the best of the best. They're really beautiful, long, and then they kind of come down when they're out. I had mine out earlier, but it's a little windy today, and they automatically retracted. So you do have a safety wind sensor. I hear story after story of people that don't have that feature, and their awning just rips to shred. So a really nice feature to have. But anyway, you're not going to be able to see the awnings today because it is windy. But I wanted you to see this as well. Tiffin has a 24/7 roadside assistance program. If you ever had an emergency, you can call them and they're going to help direct you to where you need to go, help you troubleshoot along the way. We also have a WineGuard satellite system and an antenna on here as well. Watch this cabinet close. Soft close cabinets throughout. So over here we have a sleeper sofa. This one is included with a really nice storage ottoman. So you can use this for storage, or the other side is a flat place that you could eat or something like that. Then I noticed that these cabinets don't have dividers in between them. So you actually could put kind of longer things in here. I like it when they do that. Now, if you didn't like that they're passed through like this, I've seen people put little tension rods in there, and you can keep your stuff separate that way. Really cheap way to make that work for you. But yeah, all these are gonna just close for me. And then I promised you I would show you the brochures and things that the previous owner left for you. Need some reading material? That's a lot. But I'll tell you that if you were to purchase from us, we have a technician walk through the unit with you and show you how to use everything. If you need help on how to use the microwave, we'll tell you how to use it. So we're not going to leave you stranded. You're not going to have to read all those manuals, but they're handy to have. Across from this couch here, we have a Jackknife Sofa, which is just an extra sleeping space. It works like a futon, and you'll notice the TV back there. That is a televator TV, meaning it can go away if you wanted the beautiful outside view. So let's put that down so you can see that. We also have an additional TV in the front cab. So you really don't need both necessarily all the time. And I love having the light come through the windows. So there's the hidden TV. Over here, of course, some booth seating. This dinette is not going to turn into a bed. On a lot of these higher end ones, they don't. It's more of a family camper type of a situation, but I get asked that quite a bit. So no, it does not. Now, my very favorite part of this coach is the kitchen. If you like to cook or entertain, this is the best kitchen for you. We've got a pull out here, of course. Big drawers, cutting board, lots of storage for forks and knives and things. It just keeps going. And then over here, you'd think this was a normal cabinet, but it's not. This is actually a little pantry. I would probably put my dishes in there as far as plates and things like that, just because it's a perfect spot for it. Right next to it, we of course have our convection microwave oven. As we don't have an actual oven in here, this will bake and crisp for you. These little electrical sockets pop in and out, so you can hide them if you don't want to see it. And those are throughout the coach. You'll see little silver bars. And over here, induction cooktop. So these fold up really nicely to make a splatter guard for you. And then we have 2 burners here. Great thing about induction is they don't really get hot. So you put a pan on there, it got magic and makes the ions move around, heats up your water really, really quickly, or whatever you're cooking. And then you can actually have a safely not hot stovetop. So love that. Beautiful kitchen window. And then I have to show you all of these little drawers. This is the best laid out kitchen I think I've ever seen. So we have pull-out drawer here. These would easily fit your glasses, bowls. And then you've got this trash can that's really handy here. I'll move that out of the way so you can see. And another one down here. This is a good one for baking sheets or things like that. Cutting boards. Over here we've got things for you to put your little sink sponges and scrubbers and things like that. Down here, this was really impressive to me. So pull-out storage. This is where you're going to put the cover to your sink when you take this side off. But this storage thing goes back when you need access to that bottom section too. So it's just really well thought out. They're using this space the best that they can. And of course we have a double stainless steel sink here. Ooh. With a pull-out sprayer and a soap dispenser. Over here, just more storage. They thought to put pull-outs in both of these bottom ones. So again, super well thought out. And those soft closed cabinet drawers, which I think are just super cool. Over here we have a central vacuum. Now there is a portal in the very front of the coach, so you could vacuum the stairs or your car, say. This is a kick plate, so you would just kick it like this after you swept into it. But there's also another portal here that you can attach your hose attachments there. A little bit more kitchen over here. I'm sure you're getting really sick of seeing all of this kitchen, but oops, this might have gotten locked. There we go. So we've got a pantry here and a pantry here. Now, I've seen husbands and wives fight over who gets which closet in these things, so maybe you can find a way to fight over who gets which pantry too. Here we've got this ginormous Maytag fridge freezer, has an ice maker. Again, this thing looks barely used. It's just so clean. And there's your freezer, your extra little spots. Ice comes out of the door as well as water. Over here we have half of a bathroom. For those of you that don't understand why you would need 2 bathrooms in a motorhome, you'll see the rear one is very large, and this just makes it so that you can get to a potty and a sink while you're in travel mode, meaning all your slides are in. This one is usable. The other one you would have to crawl over your bed to get into, which is just not great. This wood is so beautiful. All of this is just, it's such a classy looking coach. There's some control panels by the front door, 2 of them actually, that control lights and battery disconnect and things like that. But this is the big one. You've got this main one here that has lights for the whole coach, so you can pick and choose which ones you want on, and you can see there's quite a few. Your power, now that's telling you how much you have in your battery banks, house, chassis, and if your generator's on, etc., which it is right now. You can barely hear it. Climate is going to be one of your 3 air conditioners with heat pumps. And then also we have floor heating in here. So the floor heating is run by the Aqua Hut System, which also is your heater. It also is your instant hot water, or maybe a minute. I shouldn't say instant, but it's very quick. And as much water as you have, which this holds 100 gallons, it can all be hot very quickly. So you don't have to worry about a 10-gallon shower or a 6-gallon shower. So yeah, you have this floor heat. You can put it on different levels. I don't really want any today because it's 94 degrees here in Colorado, but then the slide controls are here on this panel as well. We have just the back ones here. You can do the front ones, but I'll show you where those are later. Whole house shades, like I was telling you. So say it's nighttime, it's time you want to go to bed. We're going to put all the shades down at once. So if you can see in the living area and kitchen, all those blackout shades are going down at one time. So you don't have to go around pulling anything. Now it works the same in the morning, and it works the same with your day shades, which are just going to give you a little bit of a more privacy, really. They're not darkening, they still let light in, but they also let you move around without people knowing everything you're doing in here. Then we have just a few more little things. The fan controls and the TV lift is a redundant one here as well. So really great control panel. We've got a really nice pocket door here for privacy in the bedroom. Then in the bedroom, I found this somewhat unusual because almost every motorhome that I've seen has a TV in every possible crevice they could put one in. This does not have a TV in your bedroom. And I know there's people that just don't care about it or don't want it in their bedroom. This one doesn't have it. Now, I'm not saying you couldn't put one in. There's obviously room here, but you're going to lose a little bit of window. So they chose not to in this particular coach. I thought this was a little bit clever as well. There's a hamper in here. So this is where you could put your dirty laundry. And lots of storage space as well. On this king size bed, we also have storage underneath. Comes up really easily. And you can see that your vacuum attachments are down there as well, but plenty of room for linens and everything else. It goes all the way back. That's a lot. You also have control panels on either side of the bed, so you can turn all the lights off there. I don't have all the lights on in the bedroom right now. I wanted you to see that you could do mood lighting in here, accent lighting, reading lighting. The full lighting would look like it did in the living room, but I just wanted to show the difference of contrast there. And I promised you a huge bathroom. This is it. Again, we have another pocket door here, or another door that comes across. But in the bathroom here, this is a huge shower. It has a nice little bench for shaving legs, or if you're just tired. Also, there's a cover for the sunroof that's in here. Now that sunroof is going to be so nice, especially if you're extra tall, that you have room to move around in here. But it does have a little cover there that you can see that can slide across, and then you're not just bringing heat into the coach when you don't need to be. Electric flush toilet. And double sinks here with double medicine cabinets. So I'll show you that. So you don't have to fight over who gets which one. You each get one. You also have your own soap dispensers and towel racks in here. And then back here we have a walk-in closet. And I love how Tiffin designs their closets. They give you these little spaces that I think that's where I would fold things. This is where I would set my handbag down when I was trying to get my coat off or something like that. It's really nice that you have on either side a little place to set things down. You of course have a hanging bar all the way across, shoe storage up top. There's a safe in here. And of course these built-in shoe holders. Lots of room, you could even get dressed in here. And then of course through here, a little bit more storage, like you had a dresser. And that's on either side. Now if you wanted a washer dryer, this one does not actually have it, but this is where it would go. So you can fit a stackable in here if you chose not to have the storage space. That's about it for the inside. I'm going to show you the slides closing in the back here. And then Jody will go outside and we will show you the slides closing from the outside. This coach has 4 slides in total. So the bed is coming in now, you can see, and I'm just holding down a button on this panel. And then the other side will move in as well. And you'll see, like I said earlier, that if you wanted to use that rear bathroom, you would have to climb over the bed. Now the front slide controls are actually on the seats, the passenger and driver seats, which I think is very, very smart, because one of the bad things that can happen in a motorhome is that you're putting the slides in, you don't pay attention to where that seat is, and the slide hits the seat. Well, then you're tearing the fabric on your chairs, and it just can be really bad. So Tiffin is actually very clever to put the controllers right on the passenger and driver seats, because there's no way you can't pay attention to where that slide's going. Now I'll show you what the screen door looks like. Now you'll see we do have an awning right here over the entry door. Again, it's kind of windy out right now, as you can tell by my hair. So they automatically did retract for us. But I want you to notice this gorgeous paint job and the beautiful chrome that's all over this coach. It's just stunning. Right here, you've got a little doggy door if you have a little passenger that likes to see where you're going. That's kind of a fun little feature. And then you'll see we do have, this is where you're gonna fill up your fuel. Now this is a dual fuel fill coach, meaning you could do on both sides at the same time, and it's 150 gallons worth, so it actually saves you a ton of time at the pump if you're doing them both at the same time. So again, really well thought out. Huge tires, 315s, and they're Michelins all around. Here's where we start seeing all of the storage, and it is a lot. Recently, Tiffin made the chassis so that they can have extended storage. So this is part of what you're seeing. They gave you more inches of height in your storage. This one happens to have a pull-out tray, and this tray can go either way, meaning out this side or out the opposite side. There's always going to be stuff in the middle that you can't reach and things like that. Also, it's going to help save your back when you have trays like this. This little black thing here actually holds the window awning. So these are manual window awnings all the way around the coach. You just take a little stick and there's a hook up there. You pull it down and then hook it to this little black thing here I just showed you. This is going to be your outdoor TV. Oh no, I locked it. I'm sorry, but there's a TV in there, I promise. In here, we've got a huge amount of pass-through storage. So obviously it's accessible from either side. You can see the opening on the other side there. And you've got a little plug-in power outlet down here as well. You'll see them sprinkled around. Also, that's where your vacuum is housed, so you can dump out the filter and things like that. This here is just the access to the back of your refrigerator if you ever needed a repair, so it's just really easy to get to. and it looks nice as well. This here I didn't bother opening. It's a water tank, and you can't store anything in there anyway, so I just left it. But I did find it really interesting that this coach had a gravity fill, so you can fill the water. If you don't know what that is, you have a bucket and a hose going into the tank. The gravity will pull it in there. You don't have to be at a water fill station, so I thought that was really nice if you're off grid. A little bit more storage here, and obviously a surge protector is built in the coach. That's right there. And you've got the tag axle here, which I get asked all the time. Yes, it really does make the ride better. These things drive so smoothly. As Tiffin likes to say, they're roughing it smoothly. Back here we've got your chassis batteries. Also disconnects back here. We have a Cummins 450 engine in here, Allison 6-speed automatic transmission, big, beautiful fiberglass cap front and rear, and 15,000 pounds of towing capacity. Back here is your DEF fill, DEF fill. That you're going to have to fill that about every third time you fuel your diesel tank. You're going to have to do that one. Don't confuse your diesel with your DEF and put them in the wrong ones, or you'll have a concrete engine. It's a very, very big mistake. Side radiator here, which is so great. Over here is the Aqua Hut System I was telling you about. So this is going to provide your heat for your coach. It's going to provide your hot water for your coach. It's also going to provide in-floor heat. So very luxurious and very nice to have. It made it really easy to access and see what's going on there. You've got your Aqua Hot reporter. Over here we've got your water bay. And I want you to notice that the water hose is on an electric rewind reel, as is your power cord. Really nice when it's cold or muddy or dirty, or just any day that you're not struggling with a hose to get it back in here. And of course, that little outdoor shower sprayer. We've got a black tank flush here and a whole house water filter. One thing I want you to see, it's going to be hard for the cameraman to show you. I want you to see that there's a little blue light here. And because it's daytime, you really can't see, but we have ground effect lighting on this coach. So at nighttime, underneath the coach is glowing blue, and it's really beautiful. Makes it like you want to have a party out here. Here's that pass-through storage again that we saw on the other side. These doors close so nicely, so easily. Here's the other side of that tray that I showed you on the other side, but over here we also have some disconnects, your inverter switch and your house battery disconnect. And there's a little guide there so you'll know which breaker has popped and needs to be reset. You got a little breaker box there, and your inverter's actually down here. Or up there, I should say. Here we have your house batteries on a pull-out tray as well. And we have got 6 of them here. And then last but not least, we've got another little breaker box up here. An air line up here. And this is where your generator is housed at the very front of the coach. So that's what this little exhaust is that you're seeing here. That's your generator exhaust. This coach is going to have 3 exhausts. So one for the engine, one for the Aqua Hut, and then one for the generator. So again, this coach is 5U211018, a 2020 unbelievable Tiffin Allegro Bus, the 40 OPP My name's Teresa Crawley. Please call me if you have any questions. I'd be happy to send you any information, spec sheets, or answer any questions on this or any other coach we have here at Transwest. I hope you have a great day.